Hello and welcome to Hexed Encountered. I'm Joe. In this video, we will be doing a first look at the game Wolfpack, the North Atlantic Convoy Struggles, October 1941 to March 1943. This is designed by Mike Bertucelli and is published by GMT Games. Just got this from P500, and we're going to take a quick look at this. So flip over to the back, and you can see here, let's try and even that out a little bit. It says, in Wolfpack, the primary objective of the game is to disrupt and destroy Allied shipping convoys during World War II with the available U-boats from the players' flotillas, thereby crippling the Allies' supply lines to Great Britain. Players must carefully plan their attacks, manage resources, and navigate the treacherous waters of the North Atlantic while evading detection and counterattacks from the Allied forces. You will manage multiple flotillas of U-boats, resources, and the training of U-boat crews. Each U-boat has its own officers and crew who can upgrade their skills and abilities to better perform their duties. The patrols in Wolfpack take place from October 41 to March 43. The game is designed to be played by 1 to 4 players, so it can be solitaire or multiplayer. Playing solitaire, you control all U-boats during patrols and manage their flotillas between missions. You can also play with up to 3 friends, with each player taking 1 or more U-boats, and you will have to work together to achieve your objectives. You can play Wolfpack as a full campaign, short campaign, single war period campaign, or single patrol. See, complexity is marked as a 6. It is age 14 and up, players 1 to 4. Solitaire suitability is all the way at the top at 9. Our game contents, our mounted map board, 34 by 22 inches, double-sided, small and large convoy. 4 U-boat player boards, double-sided, type 7 and 9. 240 cards, 4.5 counter sheets, 4 17 by 11 and 5 8.5 by 11 player aids. Campaign information pad, rules booklet, and the playbook. All right, I'm going to crack the plastic here, and we will take a look at what's inside the box. Okay, let's pull the lid off. And here we go. We've got a playbook. And then we have the rule book. This is a pretty thick rule book. You can see it's not thin. Goes 76 pages. Full index, that's nice. All right. Yeah, this is a thick one. So let's take a look and see what's inside here. All right. And we'll zoom in here. Oops, a little piece of plastic there. Okay, here we go. We'll start with the introduction. All right, Wolfpack puts you in command of a German World War II U-boat. During the desperate struggle against the Allies during the Battle of the North Atlantic, that's our intro. You have a training scenario where you can basically refer to various pages and learn as you go, kind of thing. So that's nice to have. Terms, definition of terms, there's a decent amount of these. Right, okay. Note that the counters in Wolfpack are top flipped instead of side to side. This is an homage to Chad Jensen's style of counters from Fighting Formations. Chad studied the way his playtesters handled the game components during testing and found this top flip style to be more intuitive for players. I admire Chad's dedication to quality with his games and made this choice for Wolfpack in his memory. That's nice. Card pulls. Wolfpack is played with multiple decks of cards, which are used for all die rolls and most procedure outcomes. Anytime the rules require a player to pull a card, they select the appropriate deck and draw the top card of that deck and immediately place on the table. Shuffling, discard pile, repulls, die rolls. How do I roll a die with a card? You're going to have a die roll symbol right here in the middle. Very easy to see. Random number pull. We've got our random numbers down here. Everything is pulled off of the cards. Getting familiar with the game board. As you might expect for open ocean, there's not a lot of, terrain, so to speak, out here in the ocean. And then you have the keys for the approach up here. U-boat approach movement boxes. C is the ASW search patrol up here. D is the attack map. So This is the attack map. E is convoy ship location. F, attack movement spaces, dots and boxes. G is our turn and info track over here. H, escorts holding. So that's in here. I is our intercept box up here. J, weather box here. And you have K, which is day night, and L, which is convoy speed. M is the sequence of play. So we'll see all this when I get the map out, but you can see the components, which I haven't even looked at yet, look really nice, as you would expect. Typically, GMT does a really great job with their design and component quality. Here's our U-boat board, same thing. Got a key for all of the elements on here. That's always nice to see. U-boat counters for player supply. That up just a skosh there. General use counters and markers. So you have ships and the captains. Homing alarm, time on target. False contact. These are all markers, obviously. DRM markers, observation periscope. A lot of markers. General information. Crash dive, emergency blow, turn markers, victory points, patrol conditions, right? Good and bad weather, slow and fast convoy, day and night. Our game maps, large map, small map, tracking campaign and crew data. So that's the log sheet. Crew enhancement chart. And then abilities based on rank. So that's kind of cool. Rank and level. Rank and level. That's right. XPs. So your captain, your watch officer, your second watch officer / medic, chief engineer, and the crew. Campaign patrol setup. Flotilla points are a resource shared by all players and used to help shape the conditions of the patrol. They are used to repull cards that set patrol conditions, to add a chance at a special convoy ship, and to reduce refit time. Cost you 8 to refit, to reduce refit rather, by a month, and it'll cost 8 to also repull a card. Assigning your U-boats. Detailed patrol setup, special convoy, prepare convoy. So you can see things things change over time, as they should. The campaign became increasingly difficult as the Allies, introduced new technology, corrected some of the issues they were having, and things became extremely tough for U-boats by 43. Escort distribution cup, captain draw piles, XPs, and crew enhancements, torpedo loadout. You got a nice thing here for showing your tubes. Weather, time of day, patrol events, starting locations. Allocating U-boats, additional U-boats for our patrol, full and early campaigns only. Then we've got patrol rules. You can see the turn structure, approach, move to attack, simultaneous play, sunk U-boat procedures, torpedo movement, and checking on for hits. Detonation or duds, ship damage resolution, and overkill. Missed torpedo attack. This looks very nice, and I can see that it would be reasonably complex, not overly complex, but more complex than, say, some of the other U-boat games that are out there, which I enjoy a great deal, so I'm really looking forward to playing this one. Our movement phase. You can have silent running, implosions, scuttling, more U-boat depth, moving from approach to attack, approach movement, and you can see here some of the concepts, things you can do: vertical, horizontal, corner, U-boat facing, that's important, and something that's typically abstracted in a lot of games. So that's nice to see as well. Attack movement, emergency blow, lots of examples, right? So you have notes and examples frequently. U-boat disengagement, the U-boat observation phase, During this phase, U-boats at surface or periscope depth may spot and identify any convoy ships within their range. So that's cool, and it is dependent on the weather, as it should be. Torpedo data computer, the TDC. TDC range, you've got time and weather here, convoy spotting. The components just look really cool, and I haven't even really looked at them, but they look cool in here. ASW move, search, and attack phase. So you got the flip side now. This is your anti-submarine forces, so your destroyers, frigates, etc., corvettes, all that stuff. Escorts, crash dive, determine distance, evasive maneuvers, ASW search on attack map. Escort U-boat searching. So this is how they search for the U-boats. A lot of detail. A lot of detail. This is, you can tell that this was really, really designed with a lot of historicity in mind. Escort depth charge attack. Damage results. You've got flooding, fire, gas, catastrophic, torpedo tube, wounded crew. Wound effects, ramming. Ram attack and ramming, escort holding track cleanup, U-boat versus escort combat on approach. And then your escort refit table. And we've got convoy movement phase, so how the convoys themselves move. Collision, convoy search. Torpedo reload, U-boat attack phase. Damage control phase, damage effect table, healing your crew, officer promotion, crew relocation, end of turn. Officer or crew lost on patrol, captured, lost at sea, or KIA, survived scuttling. U-boat lost on patrol, replacement. And the patrol RTB, or return to base. Our victory conditions, your experience points, war period, success or failure, victory checks in the campaign. And over here you've got campaign success or failure. Got a nice image here of the two main types of German torpedoes, the G7A, which was steam, and the G7E, which was electric. And we've got setting up for your next campaign patrol. Officer losses and promotions, U-boat losses, and then our index. So you can see this is a very involved rule book. Now let's take a look at our playbook. So we have a letter here basically, right? And then how to play Wolfpack, your training scenario. So that's good to see, right? Goes through everything. Torpedo detonation phase. Maybe we'll do some videos on this to kind of walk through it. Perhaps a video or two. All the different phase examples. Yeah, this is excellent. Excellent, excellent. A lot of explanation on how anti-submarine warfare works. Convoy movement, torpedo reload, U-boat attack phase, damage control, and then designer notes and developer notes. So it was designed, as I mentioned, by Mike Bertucelli, and the developer is Bruce Mansfield and Joel Toppin, I'm sorry, I said Joe. Yeah, Joel Toppin, and actually in my P500 games that I received, Comancheria, which is Joel Toppin designed, is in there, and I'm really looking forward to playing that one as well. And you've got some notes back here. Optional note sheet to note crew enhancement modifications. Okay. All right, here is the campaign sheet itself. So you can see the Wolfpack campaign here. And you have different flotillas that were parts of the Kriegsmarine, up to 4 U-boats. You even got some U-boat numbers in here. You can mark down everything, and you see it's double-sided. This is what the other side looks like. The crew enhancements track, so you can track your crew's improvements through the game. So you have a decent number of these here. Then we have training. Let's get most of these out. There's a lot of player aids here. Yeah, that's it. There's a lot of player aids here. So we've got our training scenario, double-sided. Right. So training scenario, overview, length, training scenario with the references to the pages, and then your training scenario sequence of play. And here we have single war period set up. And the other side is patrol mission setup. And then here we have end of patrol and return to base, setting up your next campaign, patrol, additional U-boat fate, patrol setup. Over here we have the full campaign setup. Campaign length consists of 6 war periods of 3 patrols each, barring an auto win or auto loss. So you could have up to 18 patrols. There are full campaign victory conditions on that side. Early campaign setup. The early campaigns consist of 3 war periods of 3 patrols each, barring an auto loss. Okay, we got U-boat movement. This is a fold out. Here's our patrol sequence of play, nicely illustrated. And on the back, we have the attack map, entry spaces, U-boat disengagement from patrol, U-boat exiting the map, and a player aid icon key. U-boat movement, also, I think, a fold out, yes. So this is a second copy of what we just saw, I believe. Yes, so you have 2 copies of this one. And we have our escort refit, anti-submarine warfare on the approach map, on the attack map. So you have 2 differences there. Escort surface gunnery, escort depth charge attack, and the damage they can do. Escort refit, U-boat damage, anti-submarine warfare on the approach, and anti-submarine warfare on the attack. So this is the same as this one again, so you have 2 copies of this one as well. All right, now let's look at the counter sheets. So here are our counter sheets. You can see here, these are ships, of course. As you can see, they are double-sided, and they do flip top to bottom, as was mentioned when we were looking at the rules. You can see the victory points. These are targets. And this, I believe, is probably like an unknown, maybe unidentified. Perhaps here are some of our various markers. Components look very nice, as I mentioned. Good looking stuff. They pop easy because I just almost popped one out. False contacts, homing torpedo, escorts, lost contact, operational running, flip it over, silent running, emergency blow, here's your DRMs, alarm. Pretty cool. All right, and the last sheet so you have some of your destroyers and escorts in here. All right, that is the counters. Now, before we look at the map, let's take a look at the cards. There are a lot of cards. We have a patrol deck. We have an anti-submarine attack deck. And an angle DRM deck. So what I'd like to do is, we saw pictures of these already. So this is obviously, this is our patrol deck, and you can see your die roll, your random numbers, ASW, radar, visual, and sonar, and various checked boxes. So I won't go through these until we actually play, but we can take a quick look at what's on here. So torpedo destination, you have the G7, A, and E, U-boat damage, ship damage, and then our angle DRM deck. You can see we've got our TDC range on here with the time and weather. Again, we saw all of this in the rule book. This is what the card looks like. Merchant to hit number for slow and fast convoys, also dependent upon weather. So that is the cards. Now we'll take a look at the map. Oh, we do have some more counters here. Well, one more sheet of half sheet of counters rather, right? And then of course the cards, right? So this would be a type 7C. Flip side is a type 9B, and you can see your crew. You've got your flooding boxes. There's your crew. All kinds of stuff here. Your engines, your periscope, your deck gun, your hydrophone, rudder and planes, your torpedo reloads. So there you go. And of course, an image of the boat itself. So we have 4 of those. And bag of bags that we usually get with our GMT games. And now I will open this up so we can take a look at the 2 sides of the map. Okay, so here is the map. I did try to widen this out so we could see everything. We've got our turn and info track up here, your sequence of play, U-boat depth and detection, right, with a nice graphic depth mark here. So you can see just how far your subs are below the surface. Escort box, speed, weather, and time of day, and then of course the map. And so this is one side. Now we'll flip it over and look at the other side, which looks pretty much the same. One is large, one is small. And here you go. So everything is pretty much the same on both sides. There's some slight differences, I think. It's a little, I haven't studied this in depth enough to know what the specific differences are, but you can see the map, and we saw it in the rule book as well, but this is a look at it. It is your typical kind of double-sided map board from GMT. Nice quality, lays fairly flat. I do have to push on it a little bit to flatten it out entirely, but you know, as you play, you can probably depend on it kind of flattening out. So that is the end of our first look here at the game Wolfpack, designed by Mike Bertucelli, developed by Joel Toppin, and published by GMT Games. So we will be doing some gameplay for this in the not too distant future. I do have a few other things I need to do before I play this, but you can rest assured I will be playing this for video because I've been looking forward to this one for a while. So as always, thank you for watching. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to post them, and I will do my best to reply. If you enjoyed the video, please consider liking, sharing, and or subscribing if you're not a subscriber. If you are, thank you very much for your support. It is greatly appreciated. But that's it. I'm done. My name's Joe. This is the Hexed Encounter channel, and until next time, as always, happy gaming.